When I first decided to straighten out and and come to college, I was apprehensive. I was scared.
My bad. Throughout this interview, I may cut you off and ask you a couple
No
questions.
worries, no worries.
Just to get a little bit in depth. Could you, summarize maybe your lifestyle maybe before you came to college?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little bit of background.
Okay.
Okay? As I said, I'm a 15-year-old runaway. Okay? I come from a house that dealt with alcoholism, mental illness. When I ran away, I got myself into high school, but I didn't finish. Then I spent, some other things happened, then I spent the next 15 years addicted to drugs. Okay? Looking at many, many years in prison, I decided that wasn't for me, and I spent the next 16 years growing up. Okay, so 16 years, so now going to be 17 years clean. I got hurt 5 years ago and spent 3 of that 5 years, the last 3 of the 5 years.
How did you get hurt?
Well, it wasn't something that was going to kill me, but it was just something that was going to drive me insane. And so basically, I had a headache for 5 years.
Okay.
Nonstop, 24/7 headache. That I had some procedures done and it wasn't going to help. But the last 3 years of that I spent as a prisoner of my house. Couldn't go outside, December 2014, I recovered. January 2015, I enrolled in San Bernardino Adult School, and I got my GED in about 8 weeks.
So January, you went
Last
to
year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. I found out about the teacher there, Rosa Blanco, and she said something about the first year experience, that if you've never been to college ever and stuff, that apply for the program. I had no idea what it was about. I just know.
What was your feelings about going to college?
Apprehensive, scared. Here it is. I'm a 51-year-old man. Coming to school. Haven't been in school for 30 years, over 30 years. How was I going to be able to intermingle with you youngsters, and stuff? It's and then just that feeling that, oh man, I am so far behind.
Right.
Upon acceptance to the first year, no matter what, since I got off drugs, I have been on a mission. On a mission that I have to give back what I once took. So for 6 years I was a coach.
Okay.
I coached girls from all the way from under 8 to
Wow.
under 18.
That was cool.
And so I felt that somebody had to be there so that they had a choice. They didn't have to go out and do drugs, or they didn't have to go out and get pregnant, or and stuff like that. That there was something else other than that. So that's been my mission, and stuff, to give back. I had a calling, and I didn't realize that my injury, or not necessarily my injury, but my affliction, was really my pathway to college. Okay? Because if it wasn't for that, I still would have been where I was.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I felt I had to be in service in another way. So I felt the calling that I needed to be a substance abuse counselor. So that's what brought me to school. Okay? I had no education, to speak of. And I felt that if, other than my experience, I had to have some education behind me. I heard of the difficulties on how it was to get into school. I didn't even know if I was going to get into Valley College.
Right.
My daughter tried to get in here 3 years ago. She couldn't get in. So
Do you know of why?
full. It was. There's a lot of
Competition.
Yeah, competition. And stuff. So you can imagine my excitement, enthusiasm when I found out that, hey, I got the call from first year experience
I
got accepted.
What did you have to do to get into the first year experience?
Well, it was an application process. Okay. And again, I didn't really know too much about it. You know, it was something that I heard kind of on the fly. So it was an application process, and one of the requirements was that you had to be the first generation college student. Okay, that nobody else in your family has graduated from college, and that's me. You know, that's me. Nobody else in my family. I mean, I could think back a few. I don't remember anybody graduating college. So, man, I was wow, really. And then when I came, and it was scary. You know, you've come into a new place for the first time and stuff like that. You know, all different people and stuff. Yeah. But you know, I was just ready to embrace, man, and just and hope to be embraced. You know, I have to tell you, being this first semester under my belt has been probably one of the most magical experiences that I've ever been a part of. I'm a part of something that is unlike anything else that I've ever experienced except for being in the military. Okay? A brotherhood that man, it transcends everything.
Right.
Okay? There is no color. There's none of this. There is us men in a room trying to accomplish the same task. And I have found that, you know what, that without any, we just automatically just started to come together, you know, and be helpful to each other. You know what I mean? Because I'm a part of a male cohort, okay? Mm-hmm. And the first time I've ever been in a classroom that's been all males, okay, it hasn't been happening since the military. You know, I mean, that's something that happen. You know, okay. And I found that to be, really, really an amazing thing. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm glad to be a part of the first year here at San Bernardino Valley College that's been implemented and stuff. And I tell you, I am honored, absolutely honored, to be amongst these young men that are very articulate. They're smart. They have their own views and ideas, and they're able to express that. You know, the first year experience has been an absolute confidence booster for me, and I know that it has been for some of the other gentlemen that are still a part of that. I mean, because I tell you, you know, the program and coming out with a 4.0, okay, I mean, coming out with a 4 of a kind, hitting a home run and stuff. I mean, I never imagined that to be possible, you know, especially 30 years out of school. But I did it. And it wasn't something that I would say that was solely my doing, because it wasn't. Because if I didn't have the support and the other motivation from the other guys and stuff like that to succeed and stuff, I don't know if I would have came up with that same grade, you know. As far as brothers is concerned, and again, another networking, another net, you know, a support group and stuff like that I'm very happy to be a part of, you know. My whole idea of school before I came to school is not really what I've come to experience, you know. Kind of, you know, I really kind of thought that this institution, or any institution, was kind of one-sided, you know, in its politics or its thinking. But I found that's not necessarily so, you know. That this institution really does carry a very wide, you know, thoughts and ideas and stuff like that, and those things aren't necessarily shunned. You know what I mean? You know, if somebody feels one way about something and somebody feels another way about something, that those ideas are accepted. May not be liked, but still accepted to be, you know, your idea and stuff. And I feel that is refreshing. You know, I'm glad to see that there are religious, you know, folks on campus you know, and other and nobody's being victimized or bullied or you know anything. I just think that that's
a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
You know, and that those things are embraced.
Let me
you
ask
know?
you something. What advice could you give to somebody who would probably be in the same shoes that you were in before you came to school, having no idea of what college being like? What could you give? What advice could you give them coming to college?
I would say put on your big boy pants and come on, we got you. You know, it's not as scary as you think, you know, but you still got to get up and, you know, you got to take the step. You know, fear is a good thing if it gets you up and moving, but it's a bad thing if you're too scared to get up because, you know, you don't know until you come. You don't know until you come here and stuff. And it's, you know, if you don't, it's what you're missing, you know, is, you know, I mean, I've had to pull some coattails and stuff like that, you know, and this is just an experience, man, that just, it can't be passed up. It can't be, you know, and stuff. That's foolish. That's very foolish, you know, but I'm so glad I'm here now because I am having the time of my life, you know, and I mean, I'm headed for my doctorate. I want a PhD. I'm headed for my doctorate in psychology and substance abuse. Okay, so you know, the Valley College is not my last stop. You know, I plan to pursue my academic career to transfer to university, and so far, now I want the best. You know, I feel that if I'm going to make this journey, I want the best of it. You know, and if I die in that process, you know what? I am still going to be dying the happiest man. You know.
Yeah,
and
living out your dream.
Yeah, you know, I cannot. Like I said, man, I'm just absolutely so honored, so grateful to be accepted to the program, to be a part of the program, to be a part of these guys, to you know, just honored. You know what I mean? And to be called brother.